Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
Alright, so brothers here from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with another Lord willing edifying lesson to feed the sheep of Yasharallah. So before we get started with these lessons, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'adash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and have ruled well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. To you we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Alright, so as you see the title of the lesson, man, okay, the elect will be the progenitors of their bloodline, man. Alright, and as you see on the picture, we got put still. Alright, this is I got that from a motivational page on Instagram. It says, become the greatest man your bloodline has ever seen. Alright? And that's pretty much one of our goals that we have in this truth, man, because if we are of the elect, that means that when all this judgment has been, brought forth, 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be cut off. So what does that mean? That means that the elect, the remnant, that they're going to be the ones that bring Israel back into the kingdom of heaven, which means you will be the start of your bloodline, man. Okay? You will be the head of your family, which is what we seek to be as, just like you read about the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Okay? The 12 sons eventually became their own nation in a sense, because really Israel is 12 nations under one name. Okay, we're all the same people, but Israel is so many. We're actually 12 nations, but we call ourselves the 12 tribes of Israel, man. All right, and amongst seeing the whole conquest of trying to be great here in Babylon the Great, man, 2/3 are going about it all the wrong way. All right, because they want their name to be submitted in legacy through wickedness, which we know that doesn't stand, and it will not stand when Yahweh Hashem Yahushua destroys this place, man.
That's right.
Maybe I got anything to say about that.
God, just like Prince was saying, man, if brothers, are blessed enough to be those first fruit spirits, man, you're gonna be the start of a great dynasty, man, right? A generational, eternal dynasty. Right, and your legacy is going to live on forever, man.
That's right.
And it's starting right now, right? The things that we're going through right now are going to be written, in the stories forever, man.
Book of life,
right?
I get a quick precept.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 1. It says, "A good name is rather to be chosen than riches, and love and favor rather than silver and gold." So you want to have a good name. When you go into this word name, goes into a reputation. In Hebrew, it's sham. It says reputation, fame, glory. All right, the elect is going to have the. Who's the title of the lesson again?
The elect will be the progenitors of their bloodline,
or become the greatest man. Like the greatest man your bloodline has ever seen. So pretty much, the elect is going to have the reputation of the greatest men that their bloodline has ever seen, because they're going to have that great reputation, and walking in the correct ways.
Yeah, because the elect is the top of the top when it comes to Israel, because we know it's going to be levels in the kingdom. So we are of the elect. Lord, can somebody get that? You got something else?
Yeah, I wanted to. Well, you finish your point, but I want to read some more of this.
I was going to say, you can hold. Go ahead, speak.
Kind of some more in name. It says Sham. It says an appellation as a mark or memorial of individuality, by implication, honor, authority, because going into it's a book in Revelation that goes into that power. Revelation 2:26. The elect is going to obtain that power.
That's right.
It says character. All right, the elect is going to be known by that character. It says base, because pretty much a man, because you get Bon Sirach 19, I think it's verse 30. But pretty much the elect is going to be known for that character. When your character goes in how you walk, halak, your conversation and your conduct. It says base. It says name, renown, report. They're going to have a good report in the heavens.
That's right. You said 19 what?
I think it's 30.
Sirach 19 and 30. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is.
That gait. Your gait is how you walk, your conduct. How you carried yourself. Pretty much the elect is going to have the walks to make them have a good name, and that's what's going to make them be the best men that their bloodline has ever seen. That's why I am.
No, you good. It's all the spirit, because adding to what you just said, the reputation is going to be shown by the men that's walking with wisdom, because that's ultimately what all this ties into, which you're going to hear all throughout this lesson, what's going to separate the elect from the rest of Israel, 2/3 of Israel, because what separates us is the wisdom from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
All right? Go ahead.
It's Matthew chapter 19 and verse 28. And Yahweh shall say unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right, and so what's beautiful about the scripture is this is the reward that awaits the elect. Because it said that those that walk with the Lord in the regeneration, which the regeneration is just another word for reincarnation, because the elect, as the scriptures say, always come back in their life. So since the beginning, the elect has walked with the Most High and His Son. All right. So if we are those men, the reward that we have for forsaking this life is having a seat on the thrones of the 12 tribes of Israel, because the elect are going to be the governing body that's going to be running things in the earth, man.
That's right.
All right, brothers are going to be governing their own lands, their own providences, their slaves. They're going to have pretty much their own kingdom within their kingdom, man. You know, so that's the thing that we got to look forward to, and that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to give us amongst all the other things that come with, you know, being of the first fruits, man. You know, but before we get into that, we just want to, you know, speak on the ones that's doing this the wrong way, which is you niggas out here, man. All right, because see, you're trying to build a legacy here off of the fruits of wickedness, man. You know, selling your soul to this damn devil for some FRNs, man, for some fame. All right, thinking you're gonna be able to last forever, but guess what? What the fame you're looking for is actually called infamy, and infamy does not last long in history. All right, because soon that crime or that criminal is forgotten, because another crime or criminal that was greater than that person eventually came along and overtook them. But see, the works that we're aiming for, nobody's going to be able to top it, man. Because if we are truly of that remnant, then Lord willing, the Spirit's going to be on us to overcome the beast, which the scriptures tell you. All right, I'll get that real quick. Brother know where it's at. It says, you have already overcome. You have overcome the wicked one or something like that. It's in 1 John or something. But if we're of the elect, we already have that spirit to overcome this world, man. You know, and that feat, nobody's going to be able to top. That's going to be one of the greatest accolades that the elect can obtain, man. You know.
You got it.
Okay. It's 1 John chapter 2 and verse 14. I have written unto you, the fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. The elect has known the Most High and the Son since the beginning, because we're, Lord willing, of those first fruits that help Yahweh Shai create the universe, create creation itself.
I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of the Most High abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one.
Yeah, we have overcome the wicked one because the spirit that's within us, which is Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, the spirit of Yahweh Shai is conquering, man.
Right.
All right, that's why he's known in the world they call him the conquering lion. You know, he's going to be the one to come down and put down all that are not upright in this world, man. You know, he's going to pluck out all that offend in this world, man. Okay, go ahead. So if we're of that spirit, then we have the ability to overcome everything that's thrown at us in this world, man.
Right. Just real quick, I'm gonna get that word for overcome. It's overcome in the Strong's G3528. It reads, to conquer, to carry off to victory, to come off victorious, of Hamashiach, victorious over all his foes, of the Christians that hold fast to their faith even unto death, against the power of their foes and temptations and persecutions. You know, so as Prince is going into, that's the elect, man. Right? The elect are overcoming all these things. The victory is already sealed.
That's right.
As brothers go into, man.
That's right.
You know, so it's just we have to endure until the end.
Right. And that story is already written for whoever that may be. With Lord willing, we hope to be of that number. Okay? You keep going.
Okay. It's 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Right, and the love of the world is in the people of this world. This is why niggas will go so hard to try to submit themselves in this godforsaken world, man. You know, these niggas trust, they love the riches. They love the accolades that come with being on in this society, man.
Right.
All right, all the women, all right, all the people looking at you as a god, you know, all whatever comes with, you know, being in that realm, man.
Right.
You know, that celebrity, okay? But the elect's gonna be the real celebrities in the kingdom, man.
Right.
You know, people gonna be in awe when they see an elect man walking around in the kingdom of heaven. That's gonna be rare. Just like it's rare to see the so-called elites walk around in this world. You know, you gonna say something?
Well, you know, as you were saying, you know, these people go after the love of men.
Yeah.
But we're going after the love of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man.
That's right.
You know, so the love of men can put you on high esteem, you know, on this side, right? But it can't get you into an everlasting kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the love of the Most High and His Son, that's what's going to get you to the kingdom, man. That's what's going to get you to an eternal dynasty, you know, a never-ending rulership, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, these people, they have, you know, great accolades and abundance and whatnot, you know, in the eyes of this world, but it's all temporal, right? The things that we're going to get, Lord willing, we endure, you know, these things are going to be non-stop, man. You know, never-ending abundance.
That's right.
Continuing on, 1 John chapter 2 and verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father,
Mm-hmm.
but is of the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the love of the love of the world is not of the Father. It's of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you want to truly make it in this world, first of all, you gotta acknowledge whose world is this that we currently live in. This is Satan's world, man. All right. The Most High is nowhere to be found in this place outside of the Israelites that's actually out here fighting for the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So if you want the acclaim of the world, you gotta battle Satan, man. You know, and we understand that that's not the route to go because, as I mentioned earlier, wickedness only wins for a season. All right, and that season is running out, man. We're at the end of their winning streak, man. This is why you're starting to see these celebrities and these people on high being knocked down off their pedestal, man.
God, continuing on. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof.
Mm-hmm.
But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
Abideth forever. So we're gonna, Lord willing, never die. We're gonna our name is gonna live on forever, just as we're gonna live on forever, man. Because as I believe what you read earlier about the name, having that good name, man. Look at the fruits of having a good name. Who are the people that we talk about all the time that have their good names? King David, King Solomon, all the prophets,
Right.
Yahushua most importantly. But these are people whose names are still spoken about today, which shows you how powerful their legacy is, man. Because this is thousands of years past since they've been on the earth, and their names are still talked about like they're alive right now, man.
Exactly.
Which their name is what truly keeps them alive, man. You know?
God, because you can believe, you know, it was an ancient world, LeBron James. It was an ancient
Right.
world, Jay-Z.
Right.
But nobody's talking about those niggas, man.
Nope.
Right? Just like they ain't gonna talk about these niggas once the kingdom comes in, man. You know, this is gonna be a past foregone, you know, like a bad dream, man.
Facts.
You know, we're not even gonna think about this shit, man.
Facts.
Right? So why not build a name that's gonna be able to endure the test of time? You know, while you have a chance, man. While we're in the midst of this grace period.
Mm-hmm. Other than
God.
that, get the
John.
yeah, John and then Isaiah.
Okay.
But this is what separates the elect from 2/3, because we see that these niggas' time is about to run out, man. But they don't see it, man, because they're all about the here and now, all right, or what you would call instant gratification.
Right.
We're looking for that delayed gratification, because that delayed gratification it lasts longer, man. All right, instant gratification is you get that dopamine hit and then it's done, and that's what Jake is about to see. That dopamine hit is about to run out, man. You know, which is the world. But see, that the gratification we're gonna get is everlasting, because Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna be continually blessing us, all right, for the things that we endured on this side, man.
This is John chapter 8 and verse 44. It says, "Yeah, heir of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
Mm-hmm.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth.
Right, and so this is twofold. All right, we always bring this out dealing with Esau, but this is really, when you read the context of that chapter, he was really directed towards the Israelites, man. And the Israelites have taken on the spirit of their father Esau, man. All right, because you can tell this how they move around, how they act. They got that spirit of Esau on them, man. All right, they want to kill their own people. All right, pimp out their own women. All right, destroy themselves and others. That's an Edomite spirit, man. And so doing such, this is why Jake, when it comes to being offered the world, Jake will sacrifice their family member or friend. All right, they'll throw away they'll cast away their vows. They'll throw away their integrity. They'll bend over. All right, for a damn devil to pipe them for a check, man. For some fame. They'll intentionally sell out their people. All right, which leads them down a path of destruction, all for money, man. That's why the scriptures tell you, for the love of money, all right, is the root of all evil, man. But Jake thinks in doing so, okay, well, I'm gonna be remembered. Yeah, you're gonna be remembered as a wicked ass nigga, then you're gonna be forgotten, man.
Exactly. Get this real quick for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get one of them too?
Go ahead.
It's Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 11. Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law, and ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they might not hearken unto me. So like the priest was saying, man, these we're seeing the original righteous spirits, start to return, but we're also seeing the most wicked spirits start to come back upon the earth, man. Right? Because we're in the end of the end, man.
That's right.
Now all the spirits are being culminated together for this time. Some for salvation and some for damnation, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we pray, we continually pray that we are part of that salvation.
Right.
But like the priest was going into, those first fruit spirits, are those first of a seed line, man, of that genealogy, to be those kings, man, to establish, the seed line going into the kingdom, man.
Back to the John 8 and 44, it says, I want to get this part from lust. It says, of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. And I want to get this word from lust. It says desire, craving, longing, desire for what is forbidden. So pretty much the things that are glorified in this world. And I want to get a precept to coincide with that. This is Proverbs, Mashaliah 12 and verse 26. It says the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. So pretty much Jake, he has a 2/3 of Jake has an eye for the way of the heathen. And that's why Esau puts it out there, because he knows that 2/3 is going to eat it up like candy.
Yep. I got something just for that. Feeding off you, this is the Ecclesiastes or Sirach, chapter 9, verse 11. It says, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. And that's why this is why Jake, moves like they do, because they see Esau has been able to win by moving how he's moving. All right, rape, robbery, and murder. Jake sees, okay, for me to really get on, man, I gotta set my people up. All right, so they're glorying the ways of wickedness, not realizing what the end result of that was going to be, man. Because they see Esau as never coming out of power in the eyes of 2/3, man. All right, but we see, because we have the eyesight, we have the ability to see into what Esau's end is going to be, and he's going to have a terrible, a terrible ending, man.
Sure.
All right, and if Jake continued to follow after him, he's going to take part in that terrible ending, because all are going to find themselves in that lake of fire when the Lord returns with those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. All right. So this is why you're not to envy the ways of the world, man, the ways of wickedness, man. These damn people that's on, man. All right, yeah, you see 2/3 of Israel winning. All right, outside of circumcision, you see Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron, Jordan, to the lesser known people that's winning in society. You see these guys are winning, not realizing the wickedness that they're doing to maintain and get that wealth, man. But they don't understand what's going to happen to them at the end. They're going to lose all that shit. They're going to what is money? What is being rich in this world when it profits you when the money system is destroyed and replaced by the MOTB?
Exactly.
What is fame gonna do for you when social media is taken away from you, man? You know, you're gonna be an average, nobody ass nigga that nobody's gonna give a regard for. Right. Because when all hell break loose, you're gonna see Jay-Z and Beyonce running from tanks just like an average nigga, man. You know, seeing fucking Jamie Foxx and fucking Lil Wayne dead somewhere with a damn bullet hole or whatever type of judgment the Lord has them, have, man. You're gonna see these niggas get their judgment, man. So this is why you shouldn't envy these people, because they're gonna lose, man. They're gonna be forgotten about eventually, man. You know, we're here, all right, because we want to actually be here, man. All right, we want to be here forever, man. All right, these niggas want to win for a season. We want to be remembered for all time, man. You know, you got something? Go back to that the Isaiah, because they're just setting the stage up to show you the end results of 2/3 chasing this, man. It's not going to end well for you, man. You know, so this is why the Spirit of the Lord has bestowed upon us the correct way to present to our people, to show you, if you really want to win, you want to become great, here's the process, man. That's why, like I said, in Isaiah 30 and 20, I believe, this is the way, walk ye in it, man. All right.
Ooh, can I get this real quick?
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 27. It's a lot.
Because at the end of the day, man, that should be on the mindset amongst all of you sincere brothers and sisters. Because shit, you sisters that's gonna make it, you're gonna be of the election too. Okay, you're gonna be living forever as well, man. You have memorials of righteous sisters too, the elect ladies. You know, different stories like Judith, Sarah. Because you notice when it comes to certain genealogy, the woman's name is not mentioned many times in the scriptures, man. It's only certain women whose names are actually mentioned. All right, like we said, Mary. What's some more? Susanna. You know, just to name a few off the top of the head. So all that being said, we as the men, we are the progenitor of all the bloodlines, whether Israelite, Edomite, Japhite, Cushite, whatever. The man is the one that's remembered, man. All right, he's the one that's that starts it, man. You know, Numbers 1:18 tells you that, man. You know, the father is very important, man. You know, so we hope to be of that father of our bloodline, man. Go ahead, bro.
It's Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity. Mm-hmm. His children are blessed after him. So as we continue to walk in this correct way, it's going to lead to eternal blessing, man. Mm-hmm. You know, for our seed and their seed after that. You know, for eternity on down, man. Like the priest was saying, it's starting with this what we're doing right now, man. The Lord, when we be of that elect number of those first fruits, those men, the things that they're doing, the works, the sacrifices, right, that brothers is making, that's going to lead to eternal blessings for their seed line forever, man.
Right. And so mentioning that, those works are passed on so that the generations after can hear of those works and learn and apply them, man. You go ahead.
This is Psalms 145 and verse 4. It says, one generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts.
And that's pretty much what Cornwall just said, man. All right, we're literally doing that as we speak. Speaking of the works of the generations of old, that walked before us and set the path for us to continue after. Shit, this is King David that pretty much wrote that song. We talk about his works. All right, King Solomon, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Nahum, Micah, all the men of old that we read about, man. Whether they're major, minor prophets, all right, different disciples, okay, because you got, like I said, different roles. But at the end of the day, those names that are mentioned for a reason, because those men are of the elect. Therefore, they're going to be the progenitor of their seed lines, man. Stephen, Timothy, All these guys, this is a heavy thing that that we're a part of. This is why you've been hearing the spirit been amping up lately about brothers continue to increase in their studying, man, because we ain't got much more time to be getting this truth, man. So different things outside of just the scriptures, going into our customs, man, going into the different ways that how we walk, how we used to eat, different things. You gotta go all into it. It goes beyond just knowing the word. This is the most important thing, prophecy, of course, but you gotta fully be immersed into what being an Israelite is, what we used to do, man. Let's feed on that real quick. This is the book of Job 8:8. For I inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. And this is what we're doing, man. All right, looking at how our ancient forefathers walked with the Most High back then, man. All right, because if you notice the trend of how things work with the Israelites, the further that we got from the Most High, the worse that we became as a people. So for the chosen people that spoke about in the scriptures, as the names I keep mentioning, they give you the testimonies of the ones that walked right and the ones that walked wrong. Especially when you go into like the Chronicles and the Kings, it tell you what happened with the wicked kings, man. All right, how the Most High was displeased with their doings and eventually put them to death. All right. Then you read about a king like King Solomon, all right, who was righteous in his younger years, and then when he began to get old, and he succumbed to his concubines' idols. What happened after that? And we've been on a downward spiral ever since King Solomon, went off, man. We're still suffering for his sins to this day, man. But this is why the beauty of Yahushua, is so precious to us, man, because through him, everything has been, reconciled between us, to where we're able to make that connection back with the Heavenly Father, man.
Real quick for you, Chris. It's Tobit chapter 4, and I'll start in verse 4. I'll start in verse 5. My son, be mindful of the Lord our power all thy days, and let not thy will be set to do sin, or to transgress his commandments. Do uprightly all thy life long, and follow not the ways of the unrighteousness. For if thou deal truly, thy doings shall prosperously succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. So as Priest was saying, if we follow after our power, all we can do is prosper, man. Right? It's only prospering when we're in our right state of mind, man. And this was the instruction Tobit was giving Tobias. It's the instruction that David gave to King Solomon. And this is the instruction that's coming, from Yahushua, down to us, man, through our elders and apostles, man. Right? To follow in the Lord, and we will succeed, man. We will, like it says, if thou deal truly, thy doings shall prosperously succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly, man. So us doing right is going to lead to our families doing right, and that righteousness is going to continue on into eternity, man. That's right. Perpetuity, as people say, man. That's right.
Can you run that back? And can I get a quick precept?
Okay.
Let me get Salah. I wanted to get. Don't read this. This is Deuteronomy 32:7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. And when you go into this word remember, it means to be mindful and to think on, consider, because going back into the ways of the ancient, which that word goes into Qadam, which means perpetual and everlasting, something that's already established. That's the way that worked. That's why Tobit said to pretty much, keep running back, Uncle Shot, let me get this. Tobias.
Tobit chapter 4 and verse 5. My son, be mindful of the Lord our power all thy days, and let not thy will be set to sin, or to transgress his commandments. Do uprightly all thy life long, and follow not the ways of unrighteousness.
Because again, pretty much Qadam, the ways of the East, the ancient, is perpetual, and that it was already established, and that's what works. That's why that says that, and that's why Joshua 1:8 says, this is the book of the law. So like, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, so daily all the time, that thou mayest do, so that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success, because this was already established. You see, we can see going into westernization and Hellenization, those ways don't work. And when you actually go into westernization and Hellenization, it's contemporary, so it's only for a time.
See? I want to read out that too, because as you mentioned, that advice that Tobias received from Tobit was the same advice that King David, told him to King Solomon. So how do we learn about these things, to get that advice, man? All right, to get the exact sayings that was told to our forefathers, you have to go into the scriptures and actually, read it, man.
That's right.
Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And that's what we're seeking for, man. All right. It says, for whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And that's ultimately why the stories are written. All right, to help teach us of the ways of our ancient forefathers, so that we can learn what went wrong and how to fix it, man.
Right. And
how to fix it is to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, so that we, as a people can thrive again, man. Because we see ever since we departed from the Lord, the like I said, that downward spiral we've been on, man. Here in Great Millstone, Charlotte, we've been saying it for years, man. Have you seen niggas lately, man? Every generation has gotten worse and worse and worse, man. So with that being said, man, Israel has to get fixed. And the only way that's going to happen is for 2/3 to be put out their misery and to come back to the seed of the elect, man. And the elect has been given the correct way to how to fix it, which is to fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah and keep His commandments. I get that real quick. Go ahead.
It's Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 17. Bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For if it is a pleasant thing, if thou keep them within thee, they shall withal be fitted in thy lips, that thy trust may be in the Lord. I have made known to thee this day, even to thee, have I not written to thee excellent things in counsels and knowledge.
And he was the one that wrote it. That was King Solomon, man. He was regurgitating, reiterating the wisdom that he received from his father, King David, man.
One more. It says, verse 21, that I might make thee know the certainty of the words of truth, that thou mightest answer the words of truth to them that send to thee. So as Prince was saying, you gotta this word, that's giving us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But you have to seek these things out, man. Right? All these tales, all these accounts, right, are written for our learning, man. They're written so that we can apply them to our current situations. So that we can overcome. Because everything that we go through in this world, there's a precept, right? There's an allegory, there's a story, right, of our forefathers going through, the exact same things, man. So that's why it's important to read, so you can be able to apply these things when those adversities start to come upon us, man.
This is 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and shew thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy power to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and commandments, and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
Right. So that wisdom that King Solomon, because what you had happening during that chapter, King David was on his deathbed, and so he was setting his affairs in order, and so what he was pretty much doing was teaching his son to how to continue his lineage, man. Because it's just to prove that this is Sirach chapter 30, verse I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, I start at 1. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. And essentially, what you're seeing take place, this is what's going on with us today. The Most High is chastising us, all right, so that He can pretty much purge out all the wickedness that we have in us, so that He can enjoy us, all right, in our end, which is in our salvation, the kingdom of heaven, man. It says, "He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance." It says, "He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him." And see, this is why Esau has destroyed the family structure, man, because he doesn't want our children, to be taught about how, to keep the laws of the Most High. They don't want anything about Yahweh Shem Shah being taught to the children, man. This is why they continually generate the children every generation, man. All right, but the elect has always had that protection to where we were never fully engulfed by Esau's witchcraft, man. All right, because he knows that when we're taught the correct way, we're being brought back to our power. We have been given a hedge of protection against it, man. Verse 4 to the point. "Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left behind one that is like himself." All right, and that's what King David was doing when he was instructing King Solomon. All right, if you want to have a long, everlasting kingdom, you have to, fear the Most High and walk in His ways, man. And in doing so, King David's name was lived on through his son, and that's what we seek to have, amongst our walk, man. When we're fully able to have children and pretty much, bring them into this world, they're going to already, be programmed. We're talking about the kingdom here. They're going to be programmed to have, law, statutes, commandments in their inward part. So when they walk throughout their walk in the world, we're not going to have any worries about them, man, because they're going to be good. All right, we're not going to have to worry about them getting snatched up into no damn trafficking ring. All right, being attacked by these damn nasty people, man. All right, being mauled by wild animals or whatever. They're gonna be one with the earth, because they're gonna truly have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah already in them as well, man.
That's right.
So that's what we seek after, man, and that's what ultimately King Solomon was telling, King David was telling King Solomon. You want to have an everlasting kingdom, fear the Lord, man. All right, walk in His ways, man. Hey, be a righteous Israelite, man. Ultimately, what he was telling them, because when you go later on after King Solomon, when he fell, all right, and the kingdom was rent between Jeroboam and Rehoboam. Like I said, it was just a downward spiral. You can go on on Google and look up the different wickedness the kings was doing after that, man. The northern kingdom never had a righteous king. Okay, the southern kingdom, they had a few. I ain't gonna dog them up. They had a few, but even them they fell short, man. So that goes to show you why, leading up into that till today, the house of David, you looking like, where they at? Carnally. Because you see how niggas are. You can't see an Israelite amongst black people, amongst Mexicans, Native Americans, because these niggas don't represent the image of the Most High now, man. All right, the elect, Lord willing, we're of that number. We're trying to show forth Yahweh Shai in our walk, man. That's why we walk with wisdom, man.
I had a quick one. This is Proverbs 17:6. It says, "Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children." So it says, "And the glory of children are their fathers." Because you brought out a point. You said pretty much, King David.
John 17:6.
You said King David passed on what to do, because this brought King David's name honor.
Yeah.
And his son doing what he was supposed to do. I'm gonna run it back.
And if I may say too, when the king passed, all the responsibilities would go into the heir.
Exactly.
So everything that had anything to do with the kingdom was onto that next man. But the king had to make sure that his son was taught correctly, right? Because this wasn't the only conversation King David and Solomon had, I'm sure, right? He was training him up in the way that he should go, right? And that was like the final decrees that he gave him, because he knew that everything, his legacy was riding on what he could give to Solomon in order to prosper, man.
Mm-hmm. So this is going into grandchildren, but it can also be applied to children. Okay. You're known in your children as well. I'm gonna get let me see. You got a precept?
this is. Actually, let me get this real quick.
Okay.
It's Proverbs 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. You know, so that training, you know, going into, you know, what the Lord is doing through us spiritually right now, man. Right, we're being trained up in the way that we should, you know, live our lives, the way that we should carry ourselves, the way that brothers, you know, should be seeking to grow, right? And the same that we train up our families, you know. But this is the Lord training us up in the way that we should go, so that when that time comes, we won't depart from that way, man. We'll be rooted enough to be able to withstand these storms, you know, and that will in turn cause our legacy to forward it, man.
I'm gonna get this word for I'm gonna read that again. This is Proverbs 22 and 6. It says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." You go into this word train, it says pretty much, it says to train, dedicate, inaugurate, to train up. So pretty much it says to initiate or discipline, because it's a discipline. So it'll be instilled and ingrained in his mind, you know, so he won't depart, because pretty much it's established in his mind.
Kind of. To add to what you're saying, a little bit more on this. Sirach 30, and I'm going to read 4 again. It says, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself. When he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. And so, I keep reading. It says, he left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. Now, the main reason why Esau has tried to disconnect us from the Most High like that, because he knows that when King David was on the scene, he was putting pure hell on Edomites, man. You know? And so he knows that the house of David is somewhere back in this earth, man. All right? So what he's trying to do is prevent that temple from being rebuilt, man. So this is why he's going so gung-ho on trying to destroy us, man, on all levels. So with that being said, the Most High is bringing us back to that original state so that we can go back, you know, and pretty much, you know, start putting hell back on him, which will start with these scriptures, all right? And then also, too, to establish the Most High amongst the world, man. You know, that the world will know the Most High when they see us, man. All right? And that's being shown through the elect, man.
That's right. It's the book of John, chapter 17, and verse 6. I have manifested my name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept my word.
And that's the brothers you see out here laboring. And for you sisters that believe, man, the Lord has manifested his name amongst us. This is why we walk different, contrary to the people of this world, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee.
Right, and that the testimony is what we're presenting to the believers out there, man. All right. Yes, we're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, but guess what? Yahweh Shai is here for you. If we're of the elect, when the Lord's coming back for all of them that believe, man.
That's right.
All right, because his name, like I said at the beginning, his name has been manifested into those select chosen spirits, man.
And they have believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them.
Right, so the elect has that, you know, has that pretty much that hedge from Yahweh Shai, because he prays to the Most High to pretty much give the elect protection to endure all the wickedness in the world, so that we, number one, we won't be polluted, and then number two, we can be delivered from all the peril that's about to come upon the world, man. You know, everybody doesn't have that protection. All right, that's what we're laboring for, to earn that, because these niggas think out here that they got their guns, they got their money, and whatever trust in Esau that's going to protect them. They're going to see all that's going to be in vain, man. You know.
Yeah, but they go back to that Sirach 30 and 4, right? It said, though his father died, yet he is not. It's like, though his father died, yet it is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself.
See?
Right? So even though Yahweh Shai isn't physically here, he's left behind those that are like himself, man. Right? The elect. And we're coming more and more into that stage, Lord. We're gonna be enduring, man.
And what's heavy about that, because what's one of the WEF's sayings? They say, well, God is dead, right?
Right.
So the Most High has left behind a remnant that is like unto himself, man. You know? And we're putting forth that. All right? And guess what? The scriptures say, Romans 10:11, for the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. So we're not ashamed, and we're not going to be ashamed at nothing that comes upon us, all right, for walking in this truth, man. Because see, 2/3 see when we go through and think that, nah, I can't do that, man. I don't want to be looking all crazy out there on the highway with a damn bed sheet on, screaming at fucking white people, the damn black woman and niggas. Nah, I can't do that. That's why, well, you know, brothers that got family members and, you know, friends that know that this is what you do. A lot of, like, I've been told that by family, like, yo, I commend you. That takes courage, bro, and it do, because everybody can't just go out there and pick up a Bible and defend the gospel like how we do, man.
Right.
But that's our spirit of the Lord that's behind us, that's able to give us the ability to do this, man. You know, and that's gonna go a long ways beyond this captivity, man.
Right.
You know,
That faith is gonna take us a long way, man. Right. Faith and obedience is what's gonna take you to the kingdom. You know. Because we believe that should we continue in this work, you know, we're gonna have a great reward on the end, man. You know, that's what's pushing, bro. It's like, look, it's like we don't believe in any of this going on out in the world, man. We believe on these scriptures, man. We believe in this word. So in order to continue in this, man, you gotta, you know, pray for more faith, right? The spirit of obedience, you know, and then we can continue on, man. You can continue to grow.
right? Because we have the testimonies of the ones that walked before us, like we were going into earlier, that went through that ridicule, and guess what? They were rewarded for it. When the disciples reread the book of Acts, when they were beat, thrown in prison for teaching the word, man, they rejoiced, man. Eventually, like we brought out earlier in the lesson, when they asked Yahushua, like, what reward are we gonna get for doing all this? He told them, like, look, if you endure to the end, you're gonna pretty much, you know, be given thrones to sit on, man. Like you quoted earlier in Revelation, that power is going to be given to us to have dominion over the nations, man. You know, so we given examples of men that caught pure hell, that were humiliated for the word, and then they endured through it. I believe that was who Isaiah had to go prophesy naked. You know, Job had to pretty much, you know, lose everything. People thought he was wicked, all for, you know, for the glorifying of Yahweh Shem Shah.
Right.
You know, Hosea had to marry a harlot. You know, I believe that was Hosea.
Tobit went blind.
See?
Daniel got thrown in the lion's den for praying.
Yeah, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego got thrown in the damn furnace. You know, so all these different examples are things that we read about that let us know that, look, things are going to happen to you, but if you endure to the end, guess what? Your name, part of your remembrance is going to be that name, man.
Yep.
Did you get that, Zephaniah? You go ahead.
God, this is Psalms 78 and verse 4. It reads, we will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praise of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done.
Yeah, and that's happening with us now. All right. Hey, for brothers that got children, that's you doing that when you're teaching them. Okay. Hey, look, man. Hey, Yahushua did this. The disciples, they did this, man. And when we look at ourselves, 'cause we ourselves are children. All right. Are we not the Lord's little ones? You know. So we're not to not declare, you know, the different things that were done, because that gives motivation to the sheep, man. You know. Go ahead.
Keep going.
We'll go down to 8.
God. Psalm 78 and verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
Right. Keep on.
That the generation might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children.
Right, because when you read in Deuteronomy 7, I believe, when it goes into, it was either Deuteronomy 4 or 7, but it goes into how You're supposed to teach, all right, the law, statutes, commandments to your children, all right. Partly why we wear the border blue on our garments, all right, as a reminder, you know, of the laws. But then also the border blue is really supposed to be in your mind first, all right. But we're declaring these different things to let our people know this is what is in store for us, man. All right, we got this to look forward to if we continue on, because look, we are a great people. Our history speaks for itself. You can see just a small fragment of that, because look how much Esau has tried to hide it. He's whitewashed it, but our people's history still stands forth, because it came out that all the things that Esau tried to say that was him, that was us.
Right.
All of it. The Moors, the Vikings, the pirates, the knights, you name it, that was Jake, that was great in the world, man. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 8, it might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High.
Right, because you don't want to end up how these niggas are going to end up, man.
Right.
Because the scriptures forewarn you, just to add to that real quick, this is Wisdom of Solomon 3, and I'm going to start at verse 16, because you see a lot of Jake out here that's pretty much prospering still, man. You look at niggas like Jay-Z, Dwayne Wade, who's some more wicked niggas? Will Smith, Magic Johnson, just to name a few, who's trying to extend their wealth through their children. But look at their children. Their children are complete bug outs, man. Demons. All right? And what's going to happen to them? This is Wisdom of Solomon 3, and I'm going to start at 16. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. They're gonna be wiped out, man. All right. You see a nigga like Magic Johnson's son, man. This nigga, he's an old faggot now, man. Not saying he's elderly, but he's coming to age and has fully accepted being a damn Mo.
Right.
Okay. That nigga 6'7", could have been a fucking NBA star walking around in a damn skirt, dress, and heels, man.
Left tackle.
That shit is ridiculous, man. It says, for though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. So they're going to end badly, man. So you see these damn celebrities out here pretty much, promoting their children to demons. Hey, it may seem like they're winning. You hear Jay-Z constantly talk about in his new music, all right, building generational wealth. I did a lesson a while back. There ain't gonna be no generational wealth here in Babylon the Great, man. All that shit gonna be wiped away, man. Though they win for right now, hey, Blue Ivy is set for life.
Yeah, pretty so.
But she's gonna die, just like the rest of these wicked people, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much they feel, they feel safe, they feel secure in the wickedness and the evil that they're doing, whether it be in trusting in the world, trusting in the riches that they pass on to their children, or whatever else it is. It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. So it's going to be better for those that fear the Lord. All right, choosing that false sense of security is only going to result in destruction.
It's gonna get you so far.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 47.
22.
I'll read that.
Oh, God. Yeah. I had that chapter home, so that's the spirit. Go ahead.
So 47 and 19. I'll start 19. Thou didst bow thy loins unto women, and by thy body thou was brought into subjection. Thou didst stain thine honor and pollute thy seed, so that thou broughtest wrath upon thy children, and was grieved for thy folly. Now, this is going into Solomon, but it's also going into, as Priest was talking about, these wicked people in the earth, man, right? we're seeing the wickedness that they commit, right? The folly that they're into. But their seed are gonna receive recompense, for the acts that their parents are doing as well, man. So it's a lot of people who are leading their families down a path to death and destruction, man. Through their wicked lifestyles. I'll continue down. It says, so the kingdom was divided, and out of Ephraim ruled a rebellious kingdom. But the Lord will never leave off his mercy, neither shall any of his works perish, neither shall he abolish the posterity of his elect. The elect are always gonna have the kingdom to look forward to, man. That posterity is always gonna be in the forefront, man. It's not going nowhere. No matter what type of adversity, no matter what type of trials and tribulations, that posterity is always in brothers' foreheads, man.
That's right.
It says, and the seed of him that loveth him he will not take away. Wherefore he gave a remnant unto Jacob, and out of him a root unto David. What you want me to stop at?
22.
Okay.
But that, like you said, the elect always have that hope to look forward to. So that's what keeps us going when we feel like everything is against us, man. Because if we are of that remnant, then we know that we're going to be saved. Like Elder Yashamama's page, remnant saved 144, man. That remnant, the remnant's going to be saved, man.
Right.
The 144,000 and the 1/3, that innumerable number, man. They're going to be saved no matter what. And like I said, their names are going to live on, because when we get in the kingdom of heaven, man, hey, their names are going to be written in the book of life, man.
Right.
All right? Matter of fact, let me get that real quick.
We getting the Isaiah.
There's one in that one. You get that. I was thinking this.
Can you get that definition real quick?
This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, actually, I'm gonna start from verse 3. It says, the oxen knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. And these are two of the most stubborn animals, and 2/3 is being likened to those animals, because pretty much they're stubborn and rebellious. When you go into this word consider, it means to it means pretty much to think on, or to meditate on. You got the men of the Lord saying, hey, you're the people, you see, but Jake, they refuse to believe that they're the people. It says a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers. And we just got that John 8:44, going into or not John 8:44, it was Proverbs 26:12, going into how the way of the wicked seduces 2/3 of Jake. It says, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. All right, going into Jeremiah 3:6. Jake has went up to those mountains and those green trees, going into these different philosophies.
Yep.
It says, why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faints, from the sole of the foot even unto the head. So the whole nation is sick. All right, 2/3. It says, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. And Jake has pretty much gotten comfortable in this state. Jake is a dog that has to go down, but Jake cool. He good.
Right.
Verse 7. It says, your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in the garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as unto Sodom or Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah or Amorah. So pretty much, if there wasn't a remnant, the nation would be destroyed.
And this is why the elect is so important, man. Hey, he set you up for the definition.
This is the definition according to Wikipedia for progenitor. It reads, in genealogy, the progenitor is the legendary founder of a family,
Mm-hmm.
line of descent, clan, or tribe, noble house, or ethnic group.
Mm-hmm.
Genealogy understands a progenitor to be the earliest recorded ancestor of a consanguineous, which is just a bloodline, family group of descendants.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping down, it reads, aristocratic and dynastic families often look back to an ancestor who is seen as the founder and progenitor of their house.
Mm-hmm.
Even the
Man.
God.
And who's our progenitor? All right, it starts with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, on down to the 12 tribes, which we all descend from. But it's even gonna get even further because all the members of the elect, all right, in the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna have your own start, man. All right, you're gonna start your own family, and then, as the scriptures say, man, one little one shall become 1,000. All right, you're gonna eventually become your own tribe. This is why Israel's gonna get so huge to where the Most High has planets prepared for us because we're gonna overpopulate the earth. And that's not gonna be bad like how Esau is saying, talking about the earth's overpopulated, right? Which is not. Go ahead.
It says aristocratic and dynastic families often look back to an ancestor who is seen as the founder and progenitor of their house. Even the old Roman legal concept of descendants was based on the idea of the unbroken family line of a progenitor. But,
man, it says an unbroken, which means that line is still going to be here to this day. Because 2/3 their line are going to be broke off, man. Because in the scriptures, when the Most High judged a person, he cut his whole family off. All right, and I got a few examples of that, man. Okay, this is 1 Kings 14:10. It says, "Therefore, behold, I will bring evil upon the house of Jeroboam, and will cut off from Jeroboam him that pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel, and will take away the remnant of the house of Jeroboam, as a man taketh away dung, till it be all gone." And so what does that mean? The Lord stopped Jeroboam's bloodline from continuing in the earth, man. So what you gotta realize is what's niggas be like, yo, well, if I'm a 2/3, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna be back in the kingdom. Look, bro, your seed line is gonna be cut off. So that's why when the Lord kills you, he not only he kills your kids, your children, Salaki, trying to mentally program myself to stop saying kids, because that's the sacrifice, man. He cuts off your children, all right, mainly the sons, all right, because when it says him that pisseth against the wall, that's all the men of that line, man, all right. So all the men was cut off, so therefore you have no sons to continue the line, your name dies. That's why you have the law where if a man that had a brother and his brother died without giving his wife a son, that man's brother is supposed to go into his wife and bring forth a son, and that would be the heir to his brother that died, man.
It also show you how important a good name is as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if you do wickedly, your whole lineage will be cut off.
Yeah, and that's why scriptures tell you there should be no unruly child.
Mm-hmm.
You had a son. My bad, can we get the law for that? Because this is the problem. What's wrong with niggas now? Because if this law we about to get was still in effect, there wouldn't be no goddamn 2/3 niggas out here, man. These damn demons, man. Like the scriptures call you fucking monsters, man.
Right.
Because that what the law pretty much we're gonna get goes into that bad seed is gonna be stoned to death, man. I think it's Deuteronomy 21.
21, yeah, 18. This is Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 18. It says, "If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, he would not hearken unto them, then shall his father and mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious, he will not obey our voice, he is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear."
Right, it said it will put evil away from among you because the other children, that would see that take place would take heed. That would be an example set forward of what not to be like. Because if that happened, if you was there in that same situation, that would be your consequence, man. And if that was applied today, man, it wouldn't be no damn AK-47 toting Chirac ass niggas, man. All these niggas would be gone. All right, and that evil will be put out, from out the earth. But also too, the ones that is doing wickedly, that was a great offense because you dishonored the house of your father, man. Right. Which was a major offense. Even back in the early days of America, it was still upheld like that, man. That's why it was important for you to be raised correctly, all right, so that you wouldn't bring a shame to your father's house, man. Trying to find that real quick in Sirach 3. The point, you would say something.
I'm about to say, how's it go?
I can't remember, but I know it's something in there. Sirach 3 and 2. For the Lord, you gonna read it?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
This is Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, "For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the father was given honor over the children because he was the one that was supposed to instruct them on how to walk. Like you brought out earlier, you train up a child when he is young, and he will pretty much walk in that way for the rest of their life, man. That's why the early development years of your children is like the main part where you instruct them in the ways of the Lord. Keep going.
"Whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins, and he that honoreth his mother is as one that layeth up treasure. Whoso honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children, and when he maketh his prayer he shall be heard. He that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother."
Right, so as the scriptures say, we're supposed to honor our mother and father. I'm talking about our fleshly, father, but also too our spiritual father, which is the Most High, man. All right, because when you jakes are out here, moving wickedly, hey, you're giving the Most High a bad name. Keep going.
Verse 7. "He that feareth the Lord will honor his father, and will do service unto his parents as to his masters. Honor thy father and mother both in word and in deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them."
Right. That was pretty much the point, But my point being that, man, you're supposed to honor your father because that's who you're representing when you out on the move, man. That's why when you read, how Israel used to address each other when you came into town, they would ask you, who is your father? That's why your last name was supposed to be the name of your father. That's why we, whatever your name is, Bond, whatever tribe you come from, because that's you representing your ancient forefather going all the way back to, your progenitor, man.
Right.
So with that being said, moving forward, if we're of that remnant, then eventually we're going to be put in this position that we're reading about in Sirach 3, but we're not going to have to worry about dishonor amongst our children because it says all Israel will be righteous, man.
That's right.
We're going to fully be able to enjoy our children in the way that the Most High intended it to be, man. Not out here where you tend to them for 18 years and then you throw them out to the wolves when he or she turns 18, man. That's wicked because when you go into our ancient customs, all right, we used to live generations in the house, man. And you had that upbringing amongst the community, even with that community, but you know what I mean. So with that being said, man, it's important for you to walk in the correct way so that you are representing your father's name correctly, which our father is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh, the name of the Heavenly Father, through the Son. All right, you represent Yahweh through Yahweh Shai, man. All right.
Yeah, we see examples of that going wrong, with Eli and his sons, man.
Right. That's a good point. Good point.
They were being wicked priests, right? And as a result, they got killed by the Most High, right? And that whole, they killed Eli. And that whole seed line was cursed, man, right? And they were removed out of the house of the priesthood, man, right? Completely. Eli was the high priest at the time, and that whole seed line was removed from priesthood, man. and that's because of the wickedness that his sons were doing, man. So that's what a bad son can do to the name of a father, man.
Right.
And that's why it's important to train them up correctly so that they don't act in these ways, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we for the most part, Jake is far from that custom. They'll still say that amongst Jake. Like, oh, like, who's your parents? Because pretty much you represent your parents. You're their image.
Exactly. So all that is something taken to a part of how you walk in this thing as well, man.
Right.
Because even if your fleshly parents aren't in the truth, you're still supposed to give honor to them, on how you move as well.
Mm-hmm.
All these niggas out here getting locked up, getting exposed for being nasty or whatever, they're bringing dishonor upon their house, man. Amongst the Most High and Israel mostly, but then on a small scale amongst their own fleshly house. But for them, it don't matter because they're going to be wiped out anyways, man. Because they all gave heed to idols. All right, can you get that in Joshua 24:15? Because what you're seeing literally is the same situation that happened with Abraham. Okay, because Abraham came on the scene at the point to where the line of the Most High, the sons of God, so like the line of the sons of God, pretty much got disconnected. But then through that line where Abraham came out of, the Most High reestablished that connection with him, because his father, I think his name was Nahor or something like that. His father, Abraham's father, was a heavy idolater, man, and the Most High called him out of that practice and told him to pretty much walk, in the ways of the Lord. And you see how he's been established. He promised them that, look, you fall out to my ways, I will establish your seed forever. And to where Abraham became the progenitor of the Israelites, man. He's the first Hebrew.
This is Deuteronomy 24:15. It says, well, not Deuteronomy, you said Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
This is Joshua 24:15. It reads, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
And that's the position that we're all being faced with today. All right? Are you going to serve the Lord, or are you going to serve these idols that our forefathers were serving on the other side of the flood, which are back today, repackaged with new names, new customs, okay? So, as for us and our houses, we're going to serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because we want our house to be established upon that rock, which is Yahweh Shai, that's going to withstand the storm that's about to come.
That's right.
And all you people out here that's into Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever God you choose to worship, that's not Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's that house being built upon sand that's going to be wiped away. All right, from the earliest root. All right, your seed is no longer going to be remembered, man. Okay.
Did you finish that in Wisdom of Solomon?
Chapter 3. Yeah, I read it.
Okay.
No, actually I didn't. You need to get the last verse.
16.
3:16.
Back to Joshua 24:16. It says, and the people answered and said that the Most High forbid that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods. Go to verse 17.
That was the point.
Okay, come.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they chose to serve the Lord. And that's the same thing that we're doing. To serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. 2/3 are going to continue to serve in their idols and stay in their wickedness, man. And we're going to see the fruits of their labor come to fruition right before our eyes, man.
That's right. God, it's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3. I'll start back at 16. It reads, as for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. And we're seeing, there's going to be no honor, to these people, man. As Priest mentioned, they're going to be just like regular Jake out here in the streets, man.
Right.
Right? Once all this system gets shut down, once we see the downfall of Babylon the Great, because if you really think about it, nigga activities can only be accessed in America, man.
True.
Right? It can only prosper in the confines of America.
And what's the example of that? That dumbass black woman that went to Dubai and got locked up for thinking she was going to do feminism over there, man.
Right.
You know, that stupid nigga that tried to run to North Korea. He was trying to, I think he was trying to get out the military or something. His dumbass crossed the line and now he's locked up over there. He might die over there, man. You know, like you said, nigga activity is nowhere accepted but over here in Babylon, man. Because over in the East, they still kind of practice the ways of our people, you know. They got, well, I say like this, they adopted their ways after our ways. Say it more in a better sense than that, you know.
They still got some type of custom when you go to, can I get a quick precept?
Go ahead.
This is Job, Ayawab, chapter 10 and verse 22. It says, verse 21, before I go whence, I shall not return even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. It says a land of darkness is darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is darkness. All right, this place is the place without any order. And that's why we see over in the East, you said that you can't necessarily say that when they take on the ways of the scriptures, but they still got some type of order to them,
Right.
you know, whereas over here, there's no order. It's not a particular arrangement, you know, so the same stuff that flies over here ain't gonna fly over in the East.
Right. And that's why we're trying to establish that standard to our people now. Like, look, man, the ways that our people are brought up in, man, that's the ways of this world. That's why it says Jeremiah 6 and 16. All right, can you get that real quick, Bubba? Sorry. We gotta look at the old past, man. All right, the where it says the godly way, man. This place ain't got God and nothing they do over here, man. You know, this is all satanic, you know, worship and practices, man.
This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein. And ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Right, so just laying back on what your mom said, man, that the ways of the East are actually the right ways, man. Where you see, you know, women being put in order, all right, to where they're not able to move freely like how they over here. That actually works over there, and you see the women are much happier. You know, they try to talk about they're oppressed over there, but then when they interview those them Arab women over there, they actually pity these women over here, man, because they say, look, we're happy. You know, you talk about we're oppressed, we're happy.
Right.
I get to live with my husband. I get to spend time with him every day. I ain't got to worry about the pressure of working, and all my friends are his wives. So shit, we all under one roof. So they winning actually, bro. But you look over here, these women are more miserable than they ever been in history. All right, these niggas are so through. All right, because they haven't had a true father figure in the house to properly bring them up. They were raised by their mom. All right, and you see over there, hey, a child still get, especially a woman, they'll stone their ass, man. You know, they require their men, you know, their boys, when they transition from being a boy to a man, when they hit puberty, that's forced upon them. Like, look, you are a man. All right, America coddles you over here, man.
Right.
You know, like I seen some shit, not to rant, but I seen some shit earlier when they was addressing the whole Draymond Green, Jordan Poole punch incident, and you had one of these NBA insiders talk about some Jordan Poole is not an adult. Draymond, you were supposed to pretty much be like his elder and guide him. This nigga's a grown man. You talking about he's not an adult?
Right.
Nigga, you 19, 20, you're an adult, man. It's only over here in Babylon, you gotta sit there and tell you, well, you return a man, you 18, 16 or 18. No. According to the Bible, once you hit puberty at the age of 12, you are a man or a woman. And you're supposed to be held as such, man. Okay? And this is why you're seeing judgment taking place with these badass little niggas, man. You know? Because they're being led the wrong way, man. God, so from there, let's get that Zephaniah 3 and 19. Because we're speaking on that good name, all right? That good name that we're representing is about to be seen in the earth again, man.
I got it.
All right.
This is Zephaniah 3:19. It says, "Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame."
Right, and that fame we always bring out goes back to that name Shun, all right, which is that reputation, man. All right, that old way of how we used to be looked at as in the earth as that great, wise, and understanding people that was close with the Most High. All right. Point being, it says we were close with the Most High because when we were one with our power, we were literally gods on earth. All right. And like I said, when we began to move further and further away from that, that's when we look at, this is what we became, what we look at now, man. Degenerates. You went from a noble bond to a degenerate plant, man. All right.
Let me go to verse 20.
What does it say?
It says, verse 20, it says, "At that time I will bring you again, even in that time I will gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all the people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord."
And that's what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven, man. All the elect that endured, all right, you're going to be put up on high. You're going to be the new celebrity in the kingdom, man. People are going to want to see you, want to be around you, man. All right, because your name is going to ring as that man. He survived Babylon, man. He didn't die and have to be reborn in the kingdom as a babe. No, he went through and lived his whole life, and the Lord saved him. And now he's one of the elders that's helping establish the kingdom, man. That's something you should want. That's what part of being a progenitor is, man. A founder, in other words, you can say that for, man. But think about like how Jacob had to look at it, man. Like his sons pretty much grew to their own nations, man. We're gonna actually be able to witness that if we're of that number, man. Your children, we're gonna have so many kids where you ain't even gonna know that's your grandchild, great grandchild. You're like, damn, that's me. Even your sons, you're gonna have so many kids, they're gonna come back. You're gonna forget you had them. You know, it's gonna be that bad, bro. That's what we wait for, man. That's one of the things that we look forward to, man. You know, brothers got seeds over here. You know, sisters got seeds over here, man. But at the end of the day, really, for these sisters, man, that seed goes to that man you had the baby with, whether he was in the truth or not. But the brothers, this is what this is mainly talking about. Hey, your seeds, Lord willing, the Lord have mercy. They're gonna help bring forth 2/3 into the world as well, man. And they're gonna be through your line, your bloodline, man. That's what we look for, man. That's what we're doing this for, man. One of the reasons, man.
Right.
One of the many reasons, man. Get that earlier. I quoted earlier. It said that a little one shall become 1,000.
Kind of like, you know, when you look at, you know, this is small, but if you look at how they say for the founding fathers of America, you know, they somewhat, you know, I guess praising, you know, the United States.
Yeah, because you got the presidents. I forget, it's like what 40-something of the presidents all have the same bloodline as like one of the elites or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Esau spreads his line out, you know, throughout the earth as well, man. This is why they have with them what they do is wicked though, but they try to keep that royal bloodline amongst their families. So they practice incest, man. Mm-hmm. We're gonna spread our bloodline throughout the earth. So we're gonna have many women, whether it's an Israelite woman or a concubine. They're gonna be having our children too, man. Because none of that matters on who the mother is, as long as it's the Israelite father. Numbers 1-18. Okay? Established through the line of the father, man. Alright, so that's why it's so important for the father to be in a right state of mind, man. Alright?
It's Isaiah 60.
60 and 22.
Oh, kind of like it's Isaiah 60 and verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in His time.
Right, and that's what's going to happen to the seed of each and every brother that's as of the elect, man. You're going to become your own tribe, man. You're going to have so many children to shit. You might have to have your own planet just to raise up your house, man.
Right.
You know? Hey, you never know how the Lord's going to do it, man. But we know that's what we got to look forward to, man. All right, and the world is going to start to see that when the Lord begin to raise us up, man.
Right.
1 John 3, and you get Revelation 3 and 5.
It's 1 John chapter 3 and verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it kneweth him not.
Right. The world can't recognize us for who we are because they don't know the Most High. Therefore, the work that we're doing out here, it's not looked at as something praiseworthy. You know, because they see we're just a bunch of niggas. They look at our outward appearance and think that we're not. There's no way possibly we could be the men of the Lord, man. That the Lord is really dealing with us, man.
Right.
Lowly ass niggas here in Babylon Great. There's no way these people can truly be the sons of God, man.
What's that? Wisdom of Solomon, 5th chapter.
Yep.
Continuing on. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him.
Right.
For we shall see him as he is.
Right. We can always speculate how that new body gonna be, man.
Right.
You know, we thinking, yeah, we know we're gonna live forever. We're gonna have spiritual power. We ain't never gonna be able to get hurt,
Right.
never get sick. We talk about it, we really can't. We can't fathom it until we actually see your house shine.
Right.
And then we can be like, we're gonna be hyped, man.
Right.
Lord willing, we gonna be beating up in those ships, getting a new body. You're gonna be sitting there just like, all your damn muscles back. You got your beard, you got your hair, your hairline back, your hair,
Right.
and everything gonna be back how it's supposed to be, man. You're gonna be in your youth,
Yeah, we're gonna get out of these chains of darkness.
man. It's hella, bro. Who don't want that, man?
Right.
Nigga rather raise up a tribe over here looking like fucking Nick Cannon. 10 Nick Cannon and whoever else, all these niggas, they got all these kids, man.
Future.
Fuck that. All the niggas gonna die. We want a line that's actually gonna be able to sustain and live.
Right.
And they're actually gonna keep the family business going. And I mean the family business, I'm talking about this truth, man.
Right.
And then whatever the Lord talent we get, or we got, we're gonna give it back to the world. We're gonna put back into the earth, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
1 John chapter 3 verse 3. And every man that hath his hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
Right. So these people that commit sin, Jake, 2/3 of our people, all right, the sentence of sin is death. And they're going to be cut off, them and their seed line. So this is why we're stressing the fact that we want to do righteous so that our seed lines can be established and continue on forever. That was pretty good. Revelation 3.
Verse 5.
Time.
This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed with white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels.
Right, and that's what we ultimately hope for, man. That's the start of all what we're talking about now, man. Being written in that book of life to where the Lord, Yahushua is going to confess our names in front of the Father and the angels to plead our case for us to be delivered, man.
That's right.
So we don't take part in the lake of fire. All right, we don't take part in Babylon's destruction, man. And the example of those men that are written in the book of life, you got the reference in the book of Hebrews chapter 11. All right, the latter books of Sirach, like in I think like the 40th chapter leading to the 50th. There's like 3 or 4 chapters that go into the righteous works, of the elect, elect men, Moses, Noah, Stephen, just giving out some names. Phineas, all these men, their names are written in the book of life. And how do we know? Because this Bible is the book of life, man. And their names are talked about. And Lord willing, all right, in the kingdom, we're going to have our names with stories behind our names, man. That our children's children can go and reference, man, and read about and see how great their foreparent was, man. That's the type of shit that you got to be thinking about in this truth, man. This is why it's high level thinking. forward thinking, being kingdom minded. That's a part of having a kingdom's mindset, man. A king's mindset is always on how to establish and grow his kingdom. A part of growing his kingdom is his children, and their children being raised correctly, man.
Right.
That's why we brought out the account with King Solomon, because King David was setting his house in order so that his kingdom could continue to be talked about. King David's kingdom has not ended. To this day, it's still being built through the elect, man. That's how you know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua never broke his promise to King David, man. He said there was somebody was going to come out of his loins that was going to sit on the throne forever.
That's right.
And that's Yahushua being brought back, okay? Because at the time, you read that for these Christians, they think that was talking about King Solomon. King Solomon fell to them. So how we know that's Yahushua? Because Yahushua is King Solomon in reincarnation, man.
That's right.
If you have the ears to hear, man. You know? But with that being said, that reference is what we look forward to for ourselves. In our little mini kingdom that we're going to be able to establish in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right? Go ahead.
It's Revelation chapter 14 and verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right, that's talking about the elect having this truth, man.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
And we're singing that song now, man. That song is the song of Moses.
Right.
All right, the song of salvation. All right, we're singing amongst the world so that the elect, wherever they may be scattered throughout the world, can hear this song and take part in this singing, man. So that you can be a part of that number that's going to be sealed, man. Lord willing, that's each and every one of us, man. That's a precept.
I was looking for word. Continuing on. Revelation 14:4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins.
Right, and that's not talking about an actual virgin that never touched a woman. No,
Right.
that virgin is talking about spiritually, not being defiled with the philosophies of this world, man. These wayward doctrines, man. All right, go ahead.
It's like, these are they which follow the Lamb, whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb.
Right, the Most High and Yahushua are recalling those spirits that were given to Yahushua since the beginning.
That's right.
All right, as we talked about earlier, those first fruits, man, those progenitors. All right, those first creative spirits that was, when you read in the book of Genesis, where it says God talking about the Elohim that was there helping Yahushua create the universe, man. That's what we hope that we're a part of, man.
That's right.
First creative spirits, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most
Right,
High.
because they're made perfect, and that's what we're going through right now. That purification process, so that we can be perfect. Apostle Bar just did a video recently talking about we are being instructed on how to achieve perfection, something along those lines, man. You know, and how's that instruction being taught through the wisdom? All right, you go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 17. It says, "For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love."
Right, and the her is speaking about is Sophia, all right, which is a Greek way of saying wisdom, man.
Going back to the Proverbs 22:6, it said, "Train up a child in the way he should go."
Right.
That train went to discipline.
See, you see how I circle back?
It says, "And the care of discipline is love, and the love is keeping and the love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption."
Right. So it says the keeping of her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Is the promise of how to get immortality, man. stay with wisdom, you can't go wrong, man. All right, keep going.
Back to Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 19. And incorruption maketh us near. Yeah, incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High.
Right, when we're following the law, statutes, and commandments, then we become close to the Most High. We become one with Him, man. We become His people. So go ahead.
Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth forth to a kingdom.
The desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. So the Lord is teaching us on how to ascend to the throne, man. You know, go ahead.
If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore.
And that's the cheat code right there, man.
Yeah.
You want to have an everlasting kingdom, abide in wisdom, and you can't go wrong. That's the start, middle, and ending of that process, man. Walk with wisdom. Okay.
That's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8 and verse 13. Moreover, by the means of her I shall obtain immortality, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me.
Right, that everlasting memorial is that good name, that example to walk after. Like you have today, but you got, we all as children had certain celebrities that we looked up to, that we wanted to be like. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom of righteousness for the children that's going to come up. They're going, because different brothers got different spirits that people gravitate towards. So you emulate them, but we all ultimately are emulating the house shine, man. But we're leaving a name behind to where whatever, like these videos that we're doing for all brothers channels, this is a memorial that we're setting up for the followers that subscribe to you. They look at you and try to emulate you in what ways that they can add to themselves to make them better in the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So that's a part of that of what we're looking forward to, man. We're trying to leave. This is how we truly live forever, man.
Right.
Like I said, you hear all these rappers always talk about that. Well, we're telling you how to do it. This is the one and only way on how to truly do that, man. All right. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 13 through 15 and Colossians 3 and 12. Man. That's it.
Yeah, but like you said, Priest, people try to leave their mark on this world. But it's a corruptible crown that they're chasing after, man.
Exactly.
Right? You can leave, you can build a legacy, right? But it's only gonna last for so long, man. Right? As soon as the society goes down, there goes your legacy, man. Right? Like we said earlier, man, it's millions and hundreds of millions of people who've had great legacies that nobody remembers, man.
Exactly.
But you want to have an immortal legacy, man.
Hey, good example of that. Wilt Chamberlain.
Right.
He was known as the greatest basketball player of his generation. The nigga scored 100 points in an NBA game. With that record still stands to today. But with that being known, this new generation now, they don't know shit about Wilt. You got niggas saying that Paul George is the GOAT. Not Jordan, not Kobe,
Right.
not even Iverson. Paul George, a nigga that hasn't won anything. Because these people don't know how to truly research and go back. Researching to these niggas now is foreign.
Right.
But I use that basketball analogy to show you, like, yo, we got greatness to look back on to walk after, man. To model our walk after, man. So that's the legacy that we're trying to leave behind, just like how our forefathers that we're talking about left behind their legacy, man.
That's right.
And they all had one common denominator, which is they walked after the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Colossians.
2 Thessalonians 2, verse 2 and 13.
Because when you think about, like, I'm pretty sure, in the past, like, if you look at, like, the gladiators and stuff, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was great fighters back then, but we won't hear nothing about them now,
Right.
The truth is the only thing that gets you a good name, worldly crowns and achievements isn't going to mount to anything, in the eyes of the Lord.
Right. You got niggas, the gladiator here, Spartacus.
Yeah.
don't think of Marcus Aurelius or
Right.
Nerva or whoever. This is Spartacus. And then the example they gave for Spartacus is tainted because you watched that show, he was a faggot.
Right.
So this is through, bro. Yeah.
So that's how you remember Spartacus?
And then at the same time, if you think about it, you can't really put anything to the scriptures.
Nah.
You know, like they can do that with Spartacus and all these other names, but with the scriptures just say what it says. You know, the Lord
Yeah.
preserved the book to where it wasn't tainted with.
Yeah, all those movies they did, like on your Hawashai, you can't add nothing to that.
Mhm.
You know, they have to keep straight to it because they veer off. They know that there's no longer was it fiction or fact? That's the fake
Fiction.
fiction. It's no longer fact.
Mm-hmm.
I know I asked that. I'm thinking of fiction, not fiction. But either one. But yes, that it still stays on course.
Right.
You know, you can't change the name because you know that hey, he didn't do that. The Bible says that's not in the Bible. He didn't do that. You know.
That's not canon, right?
Right.
So it's a non-canon event. That's no problem. This 2 Thessalonians chapter. You said 3.
2 and
13.
2 and 13.
Yeah, it's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief in the truth.
And that's why you have been called into this faith, man. Because if you are of the elect, and the Lord has chosen you to salvation through the sanctification of the Spirit and belief in the truth. You've been cleansed from this world so that you can be brought back to the Most High in your esteemed estate, so that He can have delight in you, man.
God. Continuing on. Whereunto He called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught, whether by word or our epistle.
Right. So you have been called. It says, and He called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Mashiach Yahushua. So we're reading about the disciples giving Yahushua to the people back then, which ultimately they're giving it to us now.
Yep.
All right. The apostle elders, the elder bishops, on down to us brothers out here giving this gospel to you listeners, man, so that you can obtain the glory that's in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Okay, because this is the only way you're gonna be able to get it, man. Because the scriptures say, faith, through faith, coming by hearing, or something along those lines, you know. So with that being said, you're being taught the correct way on how to, walk, all right, or how to obtain that perfection, man.
That's right. God, I'll read 14 again, or that was 15 again. It's 2 Thessalonians 2 and 15.
Colossians 2:12. Go ahead with that.
Therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught, whether by word or our epistle. Hey, look, we being taught, whether through these scriptures, through what you read, or through the epistles, the video epistles, right, the camps, all the lessons that brothers do. We're being taught these things. So we got to hold fast to these traditions. Brothers is getting more and more into the customs, We got to hold fast to all these things, man.
Yeah. Because it goes beyond just you turning on the camera and just quoting Bible verses, man. You gotta live these scriptures, man. Like you said, going back and looking up the ancient customs, man. The different things that we did, how we moved, how we walked, how we ate, how we did everything, man. You gotta search out all things, man.
That's right.
All right, scripture say, be not ignorant in anything, whether small or great. Search it all out, man. Because you see that this Israelite thing is vast.
Right.
And this ain't even the tip of the iceberg, man.
Right.
All that we got over here, the Lord said, look, I got more for you when you get in the kingdom. Because these bodies can't contain it all, man.
Can you imagine that, man, being
Woo.
revealed, new things being revealed to you every day for eternity?
Bro, that's a delight. Wisdom is a delight, man. You hear Jake in there, hey, I don't feel like my day was accomplished unless I learned something new today. And that's gonna be like that in the kingdom. It's gonna be amazing.
This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, vows of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering.
Right. So put on therefore as the elect. Move like you know that you are the greatest man in your bloodline. Move like you know that, hey man, humbly speaking, that hey man, the Lord is going to use me at Lord willing, He's going to use me as a member of the elect to bring back 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You gotta walk like that. You gotta think like that, man. All right, and that'll help keep that motivation and your faith built up to continue, steadfast in this faith, man. Because the elect, whoever they may be, the scriptures say that the elect is going to win.
That's right.
So why can't that be us, man?
Why not us, man?
It can, according to Esau, it can be everybody but us. So let's let you know, why can't it be us then?
Right.
It's written they're gonna win. I want to win.
That's right.
I know you brothers want to win, man. All you that's gonna watch the video, I know y'all want to win, man. This is why we do this thing for, man. So at the end of the day, hey, man, fight for it.
Right.
Get down for your crown, man. That's all I had though.
I get that word for elect in that. It says, tying it back into the title of the lesson, Colossians 3:12 says, It says, put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. So put on as the elect. You want to put on that mindset.
Yep.
And the definition of the elect, it says, picked out, chosen by the Most High to obtain salvation through Mashiach. Skip down, it says choice, select, going back to the title of the lesson, the best of its kind or class, excellence, preeminent, applied to certain individual Christians, which is Israelites.
Right.
But pretty much the best of its class.
The best of the best, man. So you gotta walk like that, man.
God.
There's nothing wrong with, because humbly speaking, we are better. We are above you people in this world, man. Now we walk with wisdom, all right. We don't look down on you in a wicked way, but righteously, yeah, we look down on you, man, because you niggas, like Yahushua said, hey, you are from beneath, I'm from above, man. We apply that same thing with us because we know how to correctly walk in the spirit, man. All right. So, brother, had nothing else. Go ahead and close it. Say, Lord willing, man. Hey, y'all were edified from this lesson. We want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Hakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Until next time we say shalom.
Shalom.